You need to be reading the boring parts of the Bible, and you need to be reading them regularly. Yes, some parts of the Bible are boring. I know maybe I'm not supposed to say that because I'm a pastor, but I do think so. The other day I was reading in Joshua as part of a Bible in the Year plan, and I was reading about the different tribal allotments that were given to like Simeon and Judah and all of this. And it was kind of a tough read, and I get that. But there was a little nugget in there that I really enjoyed, and it was in Joshua 21:45, which says, "None of the good promises that God had made to the house of Israel failed." Basically, God kept every one of his promises that he had made them. When you're reading a historical book and you read something like that, it's very interesting. It's an interesting historical fact. But tomorrow, that may be the exact lifeline that I need. Remember, the main goal of reading God's Word is to know God, to be in a relationship with him. And right now, life is good. There's not really much for me to think about. But tomorrow, I may go through a crisis or a trial where I need to be reminded of that truth, that God's promises do not fail. And if I hadn't been reading in Joshua, which is a pretty interesting book, but there's more interesting parts of the Bible, I wouldn't have come across that at the time where God kind of stuck it into my brain. Many times we don't have a regular habit of reading God's Word until we go through a crisis or we run into a situation we can't fix. We're going through a trial. We have a sin habit we can't break. We're having relationship issues. We go through grief or loss. And we go to God's Word. But friend, you don't want to come to God's Word as a stranger. You want to come to God's Word and hear the voice of a really, really good friend who you know. And that's what God's Word is intended to be for you. So dig into all of God's Word, be patient with it, and ask yourself the question constantly, how can I learn more about God through his Word?